George put the team on his back when it was necessary. Charles Woodson checking in via Twitter. The playoff Pete everybody's been looking for. He has delivered tonight.
He's been performing the last 3 games. 3 straight 30-point performances by that man. Tip your cap.
Final timeout called by Utah. 8-point Clipper advantage.
If Nathan Adrian hadn't forged his will in the fire of competition, he never would have had the courage to face his greatest obstacles. If he settled for winning 8 medals for his country, he never would have continued swimming despite a cancer diagnosis. And if he didn't push himself to train, even through treatment, he wouldn't be back on the world stage, fighting to win again. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, room for those with a fighting spirit.
So with your home and auto bundle, you'll save money and get round-the-clock protection.
Sounds great.
Sure does.
Shouldn't something, wacky be happening right now?
We thought people could use a break. We've all been through a lot this year.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So now's not a good time. 3 fifths have been in sync.
Are you sure? You have us booked all day?
Read the room, guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Clippers have 1 timeout remaining. Jazz are out of timeouts. Neither team has fouls to give, and we have 20 seconds on the clock. With Los Angeles in front, 116 to 108. Ingles inbound. Bogdanovich turns, fires, and hits. The Clipper lead is 5. And Tyronn Lue will use the remaining timeout, not taking any chances underneath the basket. Bojan Bogdanovich, 32 points. He keeps the Jazz hopes alive down the stretch in Salt Lake.
A lion! Ah, yes, the king of the jungle. Time for a Red Bull. Red Bull? Still, you'll never be faster than a lion. I don't have to be quicker than the lion. Just faster than you. Red Bull gives you wings.
At Domino's, we're more than just classic hand-tossed pizza for $7.99. We're hearty handmade pan crust, tasty gluten-free crust, foldable Brooklyn-style crust, and crunchy thin crust, too. Carry out 3-topping pizzas on any of Domino's 5 crusts for $7.99 each.
This is pure momentum. This is pride on the line. Digging in, not giving an inch. Yeah, this is what we wanted.
But what we're seeing is 2 hungry teams trying to extend their season.
This is NBA playoff basketball. And that's game.
Clippers advance the ball, leading 116 to 111. They've used their final timeout, 17.3 on the clock.
Expect a quick foul or an opportunity to go for a steal. Oh, my goodness.
Morris in the corner, trapped. And the foul is given. So Morris will head to the free throw line with 14.6 and his team leading by 5.
So, enough time here that ultimately comes down to whether Morris could make both of his free throws as the crowd gives Royce O'Neal. I thought he gave a great effort. That young man competes defensively as hard as anybody.
Royce O'Neal is fouled out, logging 41 minutes, 12 points, 7 rebounds. Morris is 1 of 2 at the free throw line tonight. .6 on the clock.
And all teams have in-the-game situations like this where you can try to get the ball up the court off a miss or make and get right into a three-pointer. Jordan Clarkson is checked back in, so they've got 4 terrific three-point shooters in the game right now for the Jazz.
Clippers 116, Jazz 111. Second free throw attempt for Morris. LA up by 6. Mitchell fires short. Rebound knocked out of bounds off of Man with 7.8 on the clock.
And I don't like that baseline. You've got to get the ball advanced up the floor before that clock comes on. As you see, it goes off a man's chest there.
And they can go to the monitor here to see who it was off. The call on the floor was last touch LA, which would maintain possession for the Jazz. And, ooh, the kick right at the end was it Bogdanovich that the red shoe hit the basketball. We're going to go through these replays and see Caucus.
Clearly off his foot. Great catch there, Barton. No doubt about it. And listen, the fact that it took him 9 seconds to get the ball up, to get that shot attempt, in essence, that you've got to have the ability to get a pass to half court and get somebody downhill there. And that's an easy call for the officials.
Open and shut case.
An open and shut game.
It is. Call on the floor has been overturned. Los Angeles has possession. They're going to put 8.2 on the clock. Boy, this thing turned in the third quarter. But then Utah got right back in it. The crowd was electrified. And it was Paul George who had answers and Reggie Jackson during a critical stretch.
And that's what you had to have, right? To win in a hostile environment without your best player, you had to have your next best player put forth a great performance, give his team confidence, but then other guys had to step up and step up big. And Marcus Morris Sr. and Reggie Jackson were terrific. They were clutch, too, because they hit shots every time it seemed like the Jazz were grabbing the momentum back. They come through with a huge play.
Paul George, 37 points, 16 rebounds. Just look ahead, Greg. What will Utah need to do? What adjustments will have to happen?
Listen, they've got to get better offensively. I just thought, the first half, to play that well, but then the 11 turnovers you gave up for 17 points. So you give the Clippers a lot of confidence, and you waste a historic performance in that regard. And then defensively, they've got to figure out a way to keep Gobert free throw line extended below that. Spent way too much time out guarding on the three. They've got to figure out ways to get him matched up with, say, Tarek's man when they're trying to target someone so that he doesn't get lost out beyond that three-point line as consistently as we've seen in this game.
And Gobert will finish the night with no blocks. Final seconds. Clarkson fires it up, and that's it. The Clippers grab the upper hand in the series. A huge road win.